لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. To Allah belongs everything in the skies and the earth. This is ayah 284, right? إِن تُبْدُوا مَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ. Whether you choose to make apparent whatever is within you, right? أَوْ تُخْفُوهُ. Or you conceal it, right? Your thoughts, or you conceal it. يُحَاسِبُكُمْ بِهِ اللَّهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take you into account for it. وَيُعَذِّبُ مَن يَشَاءُ. And He will punish whoever He wills. وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all able over everything. Basically, what the ayah is illustrating for us is the milkiyah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the samawat and the earth, right? And also illustrating for us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware of every thought, right? And that He's gonna take everyone to account for them. Imagine being taken into account for our thoughts, right? So when Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that's what literally the ayah is talking about. So when Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he recited these ayahs, or this ayah, to his companions, the companions were overwhelmed with anxiety and fear. They gathered themselves and they approached Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam to share with him the reason for their anxiety. And they start to say, Ya Rasul, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala obligated upon us salah, siyam, zakah, jihad. We were able to shoulder those responsibilities and we were able to fulfill those obligations. How are we going to shoulder this responsibility of being held accountable for our thoughts? We are now going to be held accountable for what is occurring in our minds. We have no control over them, right? So when they went to Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam with this concern of theirs, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam immediately responds by first redirecting them to the attitude that a believer needs to keep, the mindset that a believer needs to carry anytime he hears the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or receives revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So he says, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam starts off by saying, do you wish to be like the people who, when they were commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they said, سَمِعْنَا وَعَصَيْنَا. We hear and we disobey. A believer who is firmly grounded in knowledge, when he knows that this is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the only response is that of acceptance, submission, and obedience, right? The heart fully surrenders and the tongue utters, سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا غُفْرَانَكَ وَإِلَيْكَ الْمَصِيرُ. These are the words of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, which he mentioned to his companions, that rather don't be like the ones who, when they heard the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they said سَمِعْنَا وَعَصَيْنَا. Instead, you have to say سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. We hear, we obey. غُفْرَانَكَ. In the process, we may fall short, therefore we seek your forgiveness. وَإِلَيْكَ الْمَصِيرُ. And we know towards you is our return.